We've begun a 4-week series on prayer. And we want to just help everyone develop a healthy habit and practice of prayer. But it isn't automatically easy. It's hard to stay disciplined and be intentional in prayer. It's hard when answers are delayed or unwanted answers come. It's hard when it just seems like no one is listening or worse, no one cares. And so we have a handout that we're sharing every week with some templates to help guide our prayer. And we're going to seek the wisdom of a Celtic Christian community in Great Britain. We're going to seek the wisdom of St. Ignatius of Loyola, a 16th century Catholic priest. And we're going to seek the wisdom of Gary from Indiana. The first is the daily office. It was developed by the Northumbria Christian community, and it's a series of prayers, 3 specific scripted prayers, morning, midday, and evening. I use the morning and midday prayers quite often. I use the evening prayer rarely. I'm just tired and unfocused at night. It isn't much more complicated than that. There are times of the day and places in my home that are conducive for prayer and other times and places that are distracting in prayer. I just want to acknowledge them and be honest about it. And so the daily office is a great template. St. Ignatius of Loyola, he was a Catholic counter-reformer during the days of the Protestant Reformation when Zwingli and Calvin and Luther were leaving the church. St. Ignatius, who founded the Jesuits, stayed inside the church for reform. And he developed an ancient spiritual practice called the daily examen. It's a way of looking back at the events of our day to see where God was present and God was at work in our lives. And then there's Bless 5. The template that many of us are familiar with. And it's a great complement or supplement to the daily examen. The daily examen is reflective and prayerfully looks inward. But Bless 5 looks outward, and the two together are just a really helpful and spiritual conversation. And so, 3 templates that will be available to you every week to just guide your prayers. What other choice do we have? I mean, we've got problems that are bigger than ourselves. We all do. And I guess we really could just kind of hunker down, buckle up, and just kind of win the day in our own power and strength. Or we could just turn to others, maybe medicine or science or our elected officials, and hope and expect them to solve our problems. Or we could tap into the power of God, trusting that Jesus is present with us and the Holy Spirit is our power. This is what we want to do. Now, we don't promise any guarantees. These are not an automatic answer to every want, need, or prayer. And there's no gimmicks either. These are simple, time-tested habits of prayer. And we want to just experience the nearness and presence of God. That's what I want. That's what this whole series is about. And so we just want to extend to you an invitation to join us on Sunday and experience the power and presence of God in your life. Godspeed.